Alright, so we're finally here at the day of the festival, so I think this time this is where the mod really starts because so far what we have seen so far is that it's pretty much the same as the original game, albeit with a few twists and changes, which I do still enjoy, but now this is where the mod truly begins. The preparation for the event should be nearly complete, given all the work everyone's put in over the weekend. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up to take it with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. I smiled, putting my phone away. Her personality even shows through her texts. Funnily enough, I feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Yuri at the festival. That's new. Are we really gonna do something with Yuri? I would like to see that. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. It's been a while though. No. Oh no, where's Sayori? We're meant to walk together, but she's late again. Please tell me you're alive this time. I don't want to leave her behind, but if she takes longer, I'm going to be late for school. More time passes. There's going to be a moment of decision soon if she doesn't arrive. Just as I'm getting ready to leave, I finally spot her, slowly making her way down the street. Thank God. She's carrying a large sack in her hands, and I'm surprised she isn't running over to me. Isn't she aware of how late she is? Sayori, where have you been? You could have been late for school. Ah, I know. I'm sorry. I overslept again? I couldn't decide what to have for breakfast again. She immediately pouts. You're such a meanie sometimes. You know my teasing's all in good fun, right? She mumbles something under her breath. Of course. As long as that mumbling is not suicidal, thank goodness. It looks like she's back to her normal self again. A definite relief. Thank goodness. I felt a little guilty not spending Sunday with her, and then again it was probably wise to give her space. And again, Yuri also needed help. I pointed at a sack she's carrying, which contains an assortment of colorful little gift bags. Ah, are those the gift bags you were working on over the weekend? Yep, and I managed to get everything we need. Candy, coats, and bookmarks. It was all a lot of fun. Although it was kinda hard to stop myself from eating the sweets. And did you manage it? People won't notice if a sweet or two goes missing, right? Thank goodness Sayori's back. I can't help but laugh, but that's such a Sayori thing to say and do. I'm glad you're feeling better today, Sayori. And I'm sorry if I was a bit too invasive on Friday. I just worry a lot, that's all. It's okay, Midas, it really is. It's sweet that you were concerned. Are you nervous? But yeah, I'm fine. It was just a little rain cloud. I'm getting flashbacks from rain clouds, so goodness. Although I'm kinda nervous for the festival. Honestly, I don't blame you for that. It's kind of nerve-wracking, isn't it? I mean, I know how much it means to Monica, but at the same time I didn't really realize how intimidating reciting poetry to a bunch of strangers can be. Yeah, I was all for it back in the club room, but now that the actual day is here, she looks a little nervous. I reach over and give her a squeeze on the shoulder. It'll be fine, don't worry. I know how much you like poetry, plus your poems are great. I just hope my own performance is up to standard. Oh, don't be silly, Midas. They'll love your poem, I just know it. I chuckle, admiring the definitive optimism that really makes Sayori, well, Sayori. Thank goodness our little ball of sunshine is back. Guess we'll find out, haha. By the way, are you doing anything after the festival? Anything fun? Nope, I haven't really planned that far ahead. I'm not great at doing that anyway. I'm kinda hoping we finish early so we can have the rest of the day off, to be honest. So what you're saying is that you want to go home and sleep, right? Oh, look at how many students there are! How many clubs are having their own little event today? What a tactical change of topic that was. And I hope that if she ever does go home, she doesn't do something that'll make us all really messed up. Our school is in sight and there's a lot of students milling around. It's a little strange to think that there's so many fellow students around, yet I've still been feeling so lonely, or at least before joining the literature club. Times like this make me grateful that Sayori told me about the club in the first place. I don't know, probably quite a few. By the way, Sayori. What's up, Midas? I just wanted to say, no matter how this festival goes, I'm really grateful you told me about your club and let me join. I've had a lot of fun so far. I scratched the back of my head nervously as Sayori looks curiously at me. I've never been good at expressing myself, and it probably shows. I guess what I'm trying to say is, thank you. It's been so fun being able to spend time with you again too. It really takes me back. It really is quite fun whenever you get to reconnect with someone. Oh, you don't have to thank me, silly. I've enjoyed it too. After all, it would be lovely if things could go back to the way how they used to. How they used to? What do you mean? Oh, nothing. What do you mean, Sayori? Strange choice of words. What could she mean by this? As we enter the courtyard and make our way to our meeting room, she breaks the silence by giggling. Something funny. I've just thought of a way to steal one of Natsuki's cupcakes without her realizing. Are you sure that's a good idea? Natsuki might be little, but you know better than I do that she can really be fiery. Don't worry about her. She might seem a bit mean on the outside, but she's harmless. Don't let her fool you. She'll kill us, Sayori. Well, I'd rather her than me. Ooh, what's this music? Oh my goodness. Midas, Sayori. Ooh, this is quite the spin on your reality. It's good to see you guys. You want to come and give me a hand? Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the club room. They must be the ones she prepared that she has all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. Hey, do you guys want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. So is this music, oh my goodness. This sounds like really high quality elevator music. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Yeah, sure. I put down the banner I'm holding and grabbed one of the pamphlets and laid out on the desk. Oh yeah, they really did. They look really pretty. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized the girls' poems from the ones they performed during our practice. Just then, Natsuki bursts into the room carrying a box that positively towers over her. Yuri trails behind her, clutching a large duffel bag nervously. Alright, it's festival time! Wow, you guys got here before me? I thought I was pretty early. I'm sorry for being the last one here. I'm glad that some preparation is already underway though. It should take less time to set up everything this way. Yeah, let's work hard together, everyone! Natsuki unpacks her box to reveal 4 trays of cupcakes stacked carefully on top of each other. Midas! I jump at the sudden outburst. Yes? What do you want with us? Help me lay out these cupcakes. Then if you don't mind, or if you wouldn't mind, Sayori, could you help me with these? Yuri gestures at her bag, to which Sayori nods cheerfully. I help Natsuki with her cupcakes while Yuri and Sayori start putting up decorations. Meanwhile, Monica continues putting down pamphlets. Is it long before Natsuki? It isn't long before Natsuki has carefully arranged her cupcakes in a neat formation. Each cupcake is topped with white icing and some kanji written in a variety of different colored frostings. Wow! These look really good! Great idea to make them literature club themed as well, Natsuki. Yeah, it was a good idea, huh? I wrote down words that specifically have to do with poetry in our poems too. She picks up a cupcake to show me. See? This one says creep. Isn't that the kanji for use? Eh? As Natsuki furiously checks over the rest of her cupcakes to look for more miswritten characters, I glance over at Sayori and Yuri. Yuri's on the floor painting her inspirational quote on the banner with white paint. I guess she figured out where I put the banner herself. Meanwhile, Sayori's hung up the kanji curtain in the doorway, and she's puzzling over the essential oil setup. Thank goodness it's not something else that she got hung up. A good writer possesses not only his own spirit but also the spirit of his friends? Yes, it's an inspirational quote by the German philosopher Friedrich. I'm not gonna try and pronounce that. Seems like a pretty fitting quote. Yes, I thought that it would summarize our experiences in the club quite well. I finished with the lettering, so if you wouldn't mind, Midas. That is, could you help hold my chair steady as I pin this up? Of course. Yuri pulls a chair up in the front of the classroom and climbs into it, teetering slightly. She grips the banner in her hands as she reaches up to attach it to the wall. The chair gives a threatening wobble, but I luckily manage to steady it. It's okay, Yuri, I got you. You don't have to worry about. Thank you. Oh, you don't have anything to worry about. Oh my goodness, I misread that so badly. Is it just me? And they should look like she is starting to blush now. I feel my cheeks begin to heat up as well. This is our Yuri time. I didn't say anything weird, did I? And I help her down from the chair. After she's finished, she looks more bashful than ever. Man, how do I always make things so awkward? It looks like all the preparations are almost finished now. I feel like there's something missing though. Suddenly I notice a large bag sitting forlornly by itself to the side. That's Sayori's, isn't it? Sayori, did you forget to set up your part? Did I? I did. She rushes over to the bag and quickly empties it out. It's full of small colorful bags tied shut with thin ribbons. Wow! Don't worry, I'll help you. I start organizing the goodie bags in neat rows on the desks closest to the door. Well, thank goodness that even if we did choose Yuri, we're helping out all the dokies. That to me is quite sentimental, I guess. It's quite cute. I peek inside of one of them as we do. You can take a bag if you want. Inside the bag I find candy, stickers, inspirational quotes from poems of some sort of cardstock and bookmarks. Looks like there's a good mix of things in here. I chose only the best candy for the festival. And the best coats. The best bookmarks as well. I hope those candies are strawberry flavored. You betcha! We laugh as we finish up our task. I take a bag, fish out the candy and pop it into my mouth. Sayori really does have good taste. The chocolate and toffee seems to melt on my tongue. Personally speaking, I'm not a big fan of toffee. Can I have one too, Midas? I can't resist those cute puppy dog eyes. Oh, thanks, you're the best. Alright, it's showtime! Oh my goodness! This is new! Wow! Even if I did see this in their website, oh my goodness! It's really well done, even if it is quite a small change. By the time we finish, it looks like everyone else is done too. The clubroom is now darkened and lit up by the ambient lighting of the candles. A delicate floral scent wafts through the air, courtesy of Yuri's essential oils. Sayori and I head towards the other three girls, who are huddled near the front of the classroom, murmuring to each other. Is it about time to start yet? Almost. You wrote that we were going to start at 10 AM on our posters, and that's in 10 minutes. A small detail, I really like that they adjusted their sprites to match the fact that the room's darkened. A small detail, but I really like it. Are people actually going to show up for this? Don't be so negative. Some people have shown up already, and I'm sure that more will file in soon. You guys don't have to be worrying much about it. I've got full of faith in all of you. Aww, that's really sweet of Monica to say. I've seen all your poems. It's been amazing watching each and every one of you find and nurture your unique writing styles. Even though if you technically lift our poem from the internet. She smiles encouragingly at each of us. To her credit, her words are helpful, even though I haven't been part of this club for as long as the other three. Even Midas? Natsuki. It's just a joke. Jeez. Thought some humor would lighten the mood. Sorry. Just trying to make sure everyone's in the best frame of their mind before we start. That kind of comment can really hurt someone if their mind is not in the right place, so I'm glad that Monica noticed. It's okay, Monica. You'll understand and appreciate that. Yeah, you know how much this club means to you. I want it to be a success just as much as you do. Couldn't have put it better myself. Even though I've only been in the club for a few days, I felt really at home. Truth be told, I used to be kinda lonely, over confessing to the girls about something. That's new. Knowing that I'm included in something with people like you guys always makes me feel better. Aww. I haven't told anyone about how lonely I've been feeling. I'm a little nervous about how they'll react. They all turn to me, varying degrees of emotion on their faces. Natsuki impassively looks to the side, while Sayori and Yuri give me expressions of concern. Aww, Midas, I had no idea you felt that way. I'm sorry. I really hope you can change that. A thought just came into mind. If something like this happened, like, even if we pursue one of the girls, like even if it's not Yuri, if we're going to pursue one of the girls romantically, does that mean that we get to develop our relationship with the others? That's kind of wholesome if that ever happens. I'd like to see that. But I'm so happy you feel welcome here too. It's exactly what we wanted. I agree. No one should feel alone. I know it's quite a difficult thing to experience. I feel a warm flush of gratitude at their words. Thanks guys, that means a lot. Also, Monica, I told Sayori this earlier and I figured you might appreciate hearing this. Well, no matter how the festival goes, I just wanted to thank you, to all of you. Thank you. Thanks to you guys, that lonely feeling has disappeared. You've all been so welcoming and accepting, and believe me, I'm really appreciative of that. So, even if this event doesn't quite go as planned, just know that I really love it here and I'm so glad Sayori told me about this club. If others don't like what we have here, well, it's their loss, right? The girls nod in agreement, smiling at me. I had no idea my words would have such an impact, but I'm glad they did in the end. It feels so rewarding to give back to the club for a change. Monica turns to me, eyes shining with appreciation. Thank you, Midas. You're right. Hearing those words from a newcomer really makes me feel like I've succeeded in my goals as president. After all, I wanted to create a place where people can feel comfortable and share literature, and what you just said makes me feel comfortable, like it was all worth it. She turns to face the others. See guys, if we could show Midas how amazing this club is, who's to say we can't show the other students the same thing? Don't see them as strangers, see them as potential club members. She definitely got an inspiring way with words. Yeah, good thinking, Monica. What's the worst that could happen? Oh no. Reading those words just sends a bad omen in me. Yeah, but if they say anything bad about my cupcakes, I'm gonna kill them. Yuri giggles softly. I won't lie to you, I'm still quite nervous, but after hearing what you've said, Midas, I realize there might be other lonely people out there. This club would be a perfect place for them. Yeah, we might even find more manga enthusiasts. That's the spirit! Now let's go off and show off to the rest of the school just what the literature club is made of. As if on cue, a few people wander into the room, curiously looking around the room. Monica confidently walks over and greets them, and so it begins. Monica and Sayori have greeted the newcomers and settled them in at the desk throughout the room. Some people are already helping themselves to cupcakes, and I notice Natsuki keeping an eye on them. Meanwhile, Yuri is nervously looking through a pamphlet. I can see her soundlessly mouthing the words to her poem. Now that I think about it, I should get some extra practice as well. Before I can do so, Monica heads towards us with Sayori in tow. Showtime, everyone! Let's do this, guys! Time to get this over with. I can do this. We all group up and stand together at the front of the classroom. Monica steps up to the podium and clears her throat, drawing the room's attention to her. Okay, everyone! Welcome to the Literature Club's poetry performance. My name is Monica, as some of you may know. Some girls sitting near the front of the classroom wave at her. Those must be her friends. I'm the president of the club. Accompanying me is the vice president, Sayori. Hi guys! And the rest of the club members, Yuri, Natsuki, and the last but certainly not least, Midas. We all wave back at the students with varying degrees of enthusiasm. I hope that you all enjoy our poetry, and that we'll be able to help contribute to a memorable festival. Literature is amazing in its ability to connect us to the human condition, and we really hope that this event will help encourage others to start participating as well. Our club will gladly welcome any new members, from those who love words and writing as well, to anyone who's simply just curious and wants to learn more. After the scheduled performances, we'll be opening up the stage for anyone else who wants to perform, so don't be shy. And now, without further ado, I'll be starting with my poem, The Way They Fly. Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri and I head off to the settle down in the frontmost desks, saving a seat at the end for Monica. She sits there, alone yet still radiating confidence. After flashing a smile and a wink at us, she begins. Ooh, the classic, like, whenever a protagonist is like, I'm gonna do this. Wish me luck, guys. I don't know what I'm saying, honestly. Each word is crystal clear and exudes emotion. Somehow her recitation is even better than it was only a few days ago. She must have practiced hard to try to achieve perfection. The classroom is silent at first, drinking in her words. After a few moments, however, some whispering starts up in the back of the club room. I guess that's the inevitable, but it still doesn't make it any less annoying. I exchange a look with Natsuki, who rolls her eyes at disruptions. Sayori pats my head and gives me an encouraging smile. She's comforting as always. As Monica's poem progresses, more and more people wander in. Normally this would be a good thing, but they're making a lot of noise. Thankfully, they simmer down once they realize Monica's speaking, but the damage has already been done. What could that mean? She reaches at the end of the poem, the last few words resonating in the classroom. A round of applause fills the room and Monica beams at everyone, patiently waiting for them to finish. Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my poem, and that it gave you a flavor of what this club is like. For the newcomers, welcome. We're just in the midst of showing off to you all of our poems. For the benefit of those who have just joined, she quickly reintroduces everyone. Anyway, next up is Natsuki. Take it away! Natsuki stumbles slightly as she makes her way to the front of the class. I guess the nerves are really getting into her. It doesn't help that someone sniggers, causing her to turn and to glare at them. Oh no. Madsen face. Sayori seems to notice too, as she hastens to shoot Natsuki a reassuring smile. Natsuki stands at the front of the classroom with her poem in hand, slight chances of irritation still visible on her face. Anyway, so my poem's called Jump. She takes a deep breath and begins her recital. Just as I was hoping, she's able to interject her trademark bouncy style into her performance, bringing the words to life. She doesn't quite radiate the confidence Monika did, but her unique style shines through, giving the poem a flow and rhythm. While simple, it's effective. My heart sinks as I start picking up on the newcomers having their own conversation at the back of the room. I'm hit with the surge of anger. How can they be so inconsiderate? It's clear that they aren't paying any attention, and from the pause and change in Natsuki's tone, she's clearly picked up on it as well. Oh no, what could this mean? Why can't they just save up their stupid, selfish conversations for after our performances? Her poem continues to an end, but unlike Monika's, there's a slight awkward moment of silence. And the music's gone. Oh no. Once again, there's a round of applause, but it's clear that the audience engagement isn't quite as strong. Great performance, Natsuki. I really like the rhythm of that poem. Natsuki forces a smile and makes her way back to her seat. It's clear that she's upset. Who wouldn't be? Anyway, our Vice President Sayuri is next to perform. Hi everyone, I hope you like my poem. She cheerfully skips up to the front, poem in hand. And the music's not back. As she turns to face us, she looks a little nervous, fidgeting slightly. Sorry, I'm still a little nervous. It's okay, It's okay, Sayuri. Just remember what we practiced. I've got faith in you. Yeah, you've got this. This one's called My Meadow. Thank goodness the music's back. Oh my goodness. I thought something was gonna happen. She begins her poem. Her soft voice guides us through the recital, and there's a remarkable contrast between her cheerful inflection and the more bittersweet nature of the words. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice people casually flicking cupcake wrappers onto the floor, along with candy wrappers lying on the tables. Worse still, the talking is getting louder and more noticeable. Did the music change slightly? Monika looks around at the perpetrators, frowning at them. One of the students lets out a loud yawn, making absolutely no effort to hide it. Another student picks up on one of the coats and nudges their friend. Oh no. Whenever there's disharmony in music, something wrong's bound to happen. They both frown and laugh at the message, and I get the horrible feeling it's more than the mocking kind of laugh. At this point, I'm seeing red. If we weren't in school, I would have punched these inconsiderate pricks by now. The music's getting a bit unsettling. No one should be this rude to Sayuri. She's probably the sweetest person I've ever met. Despite the now obvious disruptions, she's still trying her best at that, and she's making a real effort to continue. To her credit, her performance is still commendable. She manages to work the conscience of her enunciation against the words in her favor. It adds an interesting depth to the poem. I'd love to see more of this side to her. She brings her performance to a close, shaking hands slightly. Lovely poem, Sayuri. You really brought that one to life. Thank you. Something soft with her voice. It's like how she was on Friday. Oh no! Is the club going to shambles again? Monika stands up, turning to address everyone in the classroom. Just a polite reminder that it would be much appreciated if everyone could give our poets some respect while they're performing. Thank goodness, Monika. The savior we all needed. Monika looks stern while Natsuki looks positively furious. Thank you. Now the stage is yours, Yuri. Yuri's looking terrified at this point, so Yuri gives her a reassuring squeeze and I lean over, whispering to her ear. And by the looks of Yuri, something's gonna happen, alright? You've got this, Yuri. Just pretend like it's only me, Natsuki, Sayuri, and Monika. I can't do this, Midas. Yes, you can. I believe in you. I've seen how passionate you can become when you talk about Portrait of Markov, and thus my confirmation, has finally came. I was wondering what book we were reading, and since it's the demon book, I think something bad will happen down the line sooner or later. I love that. I loved seeing that side of you. Besides, like you said, this club could be the perfect place for any of these people. We just don't know it yet. She swallows nervously, nodding at my words. Okay, thank you. She rises to her feet, poem clasped firmly to her chest and avoiding eye contact with everyone as she walks up. Her eyes flick up to glance at the room when she gets on stage, although she quickly ducks her head back down to look at her poem on the podium. This poem is titled After Image of a Crimson Eye. Her voice quivers as she starts, but unlike her recitation a few days ago, the meek and trembling version of Yuri remains well into the poem. She determinedly forges ahead, but I can tell that she's not enjoying it in the slightest. The rest of the classroom, momentarily subdued by Monica's words, soon begins to grow louder again. After a few lines of her poem, they were even more unruly than before. The crinkling of wrappers fills the air, and at the few points Yuri is almost drowned out by the others' voices. I catch a few people getting up and leaving the classroom, and by the slight hitch of her voice, it seems that Yuri had seen them as well. Her eyes stay glued to her poem now, and it looks like she's trying her hardest to ignore everyone. One boy quietly wolf whistles at Yuri, causing her to jump lower and lower her head even more. Could you be even more inconsiderate? Oh my goodness. Is that Clyde? She practically shakes like a leaf. This is absolutely disgusting behavior, and I open my mouth to say something. Suddenly, Nazi stands up, a loud scraping noise from her pushing away from the desk drawing the attention of the students. Can you all just shut up? I'm really freaking sick of this. How can you guys be so rude? We're trying our best to show you something amazing here, and you're just going to stomp all over our hard work like that? Unbelievable. Oh my goodness, what's gonna happen next? I can't even understand how people can be this arrogant and... just this plain terrible. I didn't want to interrupt you, Yuri, but I can't stand it anymore. You idiots might as well leave if you aren't even going to pretend to pay attention. There's complete silence for a beat. Ooh, new sprites. Only came for the food anyway. Let's go, guys. Oh my goodness, you dick! Once this boy speaks up and begins to lead his friends away, one by one, more students start to follow them out the door. I throw a panicked look over to Monica, who's holding a strange, stiff expression on her face. I have a feeling we're going to see that boy sometime in the future. Looks like she's struggling to stay calm for everyone. After a few moments, there's barely anyone left. Yuri, meanwhile, quietly begins speaking again, but her voice is barely audible. There's still a stifling silence accompanying her words. When she finishes, a weak smattering of applause sounds from the few who are left. She unsteadily steps down from the stage, a blank look on her face. She won't look at any of us either. I'm worried about her. Oh my goodness. This festival is going to play a huge part in this storyline, isn't it? Okay. Oh my goodness, even Monica's nervous. Monica's voice cracks as she speaks up. She's still trying her best to see us through this. I don't think any of us could have predicted that it would turn out this way. Ahem. Thank you, Yuri. You did wonderfully. I'm sincerely sorry for all the disruptions and sheer arrogance you had to endure. Those kinds of people really are the worst. To those who are left, I want to thank you all for staying and apologize as well. Wait, another thought just sprang the Sorry. Oh my goodness, it doesn't help that I'm a bit sick today, guys. A thought sprang up in my head. If we ever going to see those boys again, will they play a deeper role? Like, not just a bully, but somehow like something like a main antagonist? Maybe. This is definitely not a normal occurrence for the literature club, I assure you. Well, let's finish this off with Midas then. I'm pretty much the cherry on top of a disaster cake at this point. With a heavy heart, I slowly get up and walk onto the stage. When I get to the podium, I'm appalled by the sight of the classroom. Candy and cupcake wrappers are strewn across the floor, and quote cards lay tossed around, with many of the cards now featuring shoe prints over the words. Oh no, how will this play out to Sayori? The remnants of goodie bags are left ripped apart on the desks. Oh no! Even the kanji curtain looks tangled up and messy. The only students left are the ones who waved to Monica at the beginning. Are these her friends? This is what Yuri had to see when reciting her poem. No wonder she didn't want to look up at the face of these people. Can I really do this now? How are the others able to finish their poems? I look at the clock. Already 10:20. Has it only really been 20 minutes? Oh my goodness! So much chaos happened in under 20 minutes? Oh my goodness. Taking a shaky breath, I begin to speak. Hi everyone. I'd like to take a second to apologize as well. Both to those checking out the club today and to those who are already in it. But despite everything that's happened, I can say that I'm glad that I joined since I got to meet so many amazing people. I believe that you guys will love it as much as I did too. Anyhow, I hope you'll all enjoy Acquainted with the Night. Is that a real poem? I mean, they did say we basically googled it, so I might check this out later. I start reading and I'm struck once again by the beauty of the poem. The loneliness and isolation conveyed so accurately. I can relate to a lot of these feelings. I won't be as good as the others at reciting, but I can only hope that I'll be able to do the poem justice. Well, considering now that the room is almost empty, I guess we can do the whole visualization that I'm in my room and I'm alone thing. Thoughts of doing both the poet and the club crowd strengthened my spirit, and I managed to fight through the depressing mood. The quiet of the classroom suits the lines of the poem well, and my recital seems to fly by rather quickly. Excellent performance, Midas! What a great way to round out this event. As I step down from the stage, Monica stands up and addresses the room. Thank you all for coming and staying. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. That's it for the scheduled recitations, but you guys are free to stay and hang out if you want. I can feel that those words are quite half-hearted. She's definitely hurt. There's an awkward silence for a few moments, then the remaining students start to stand up. Ooh! She's cute! Hey, Monica, and to you, Midas, wait. She's Monica's friend, and they have like different uniforms, so she doesn't have like this sort of... Is that like... I'm just gonna call it a sweater, I don't really know. So like, is she from a different year? I didn't know that you were in this club. The girl standing before us is actually my homeroom class's representative, Shiori. Shiori. I'm probably butchering that performance? What the heck am I saying? I'm probably butchering that name, but hey, since this is actually pretty good, and I'd like to see her sprite without the tint and all. Given that both she and Monica are class reps, they're probably friends. Yeah, I only joined the club about a week ago, so... Ah, I see. Yup. Hey, the way you guys were treated was seriously awful. I'm glad that these sprites are so expressive. It's fine. Haha. Thanks for staying. Either way, sorry about everything, Monica. I'll check out the club sometime. Ooh! Oh, that's interesting to see. She gives us a small, commissionatory smile, and I'm torn between wondering whether everyone's pitying us or sympathizing with us. Okay, so that's new girl number 1. They all start to file out of the classroom after a few more goodbyes. Monica keeps a strange smile plastered on her face. Meanwhile, Yuri has her head buried in her arms on the desk. In contrast, Natsuki is staring straight ahead, gritting her teeth, and Sayori looks down at her desk, picking at a spot on the varnished wood. Wait, where are the other girls? Is it just Chiori? I wanna see more! Like, it's implied that Monica's friends went here, so friends meaning plural, right? Where are the